Well, I do. Do not feed that bread to the dog. That is my message here. Because Liberty's sleeping. Shh. This is What Works Wednesday, and we're going to talk about a problem that really is huge throughout our beloved pet community, and that is overweight pets. And joining me today is Dr. Ladan Mohammed-Zadeh with Dove Lewis. Doctor, why, we tend to think of our little chubby pets as adorable, but it really does cause some serious health issues.
It does. We all sort of sometimes give in to our dogs and cats who have those very cute eyes and beg and go to their food bowl and wag their tail or perk up their ears. But really, obesity is a problem with many dogs and cats. Some statistics say potentially 50% or more of American dogs and cats are overweight to varying degrees, and so it does come with risks, just like people that are overweight. Just like people.
So what are some of the things that it can cause?
So I think the most common thing that we see as veterinarians in overweight pets is orthopedic issues.
Sure.
So problems with knees. If any canine pet owner has had a dog, limping in the back leg, and then they have hip problems, or if they have pre-existing conditions like arthritis, heart disease, respiratory problems like asthma in cats, it can make it worse, just like people that can get cardiovascular disease. And there are some studies that suggest that overweight canines in particular do have a higher incidence of cancer and a lower life expectancy.
Okay, this seems like a silly question, but how do you tell if your dog is overweight? Liberty is not, right?
No, she is a very fit dog. And so I think the easiest way to tell if your pet is overweight is two things: by feeling them, so feeling right along the rib area. If you are able to feel the ribs fairly easily, that means that the pet is in good body condition. If it feels like there may be a nice layer of cushion between your fingers and the ribs, that could mean that they're a little overweight. And then also with most breeds, not all breeds of dogs and cats, but most breeds, when you look at them from the top, so you look at her from the top down, you should be able to see a slight waist. So the chest is kind of round, and then they should have a little bit of a waist before their hips. And some people actually think that that means that their pets are too thin.
Right.
And certainly if they are very thin, it will be extremely pronounced, but in a very fit animal, you should be able to have a little bit of a waist.
Okay, we had to cut back on my dog's food because maybe he didn't have that shape. He was more of a circle.
Sure.
And he complained a lot. I mean, he complained a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So what's the best way then to help them get back in shape?
Yeah, so a couple of things. I think just like with a person who has a little bit of extra weight, might not be very well conditioned for exercise. You don't want them to sprint or, to run a lot and overexert themselves. So with overweight canines, what we say is to just start with low impact exercise, 15, 20 minutes a day, just like you would recommend for a person. So walking is really a fantastic form of exercise. In cats, it's a little bit harder. Encouraging play with cat toys. There's a lot of these little mouse toys that are motorized and just kind of run around the house. I've heard many cat owners tell me that the cats love to chase the Roombas, those robotic vacuums.
What about the food though? You see like diet pet food.
Yes. So exercise and diet, just like with people, is a good way to help lose weight in a pet. So for diet, the first thing I recommend, just like with people, is cutting out the treats.
Okay.
Some people suggest that one typical commercial brand dog treat could be the equivalent of a candy bar.
Oh my gosh.
So cutting those out and replacing them with healthy treats. What I tell a lot of my clients is that sometimes a dog thinks that a treat is whatever you give them.
My dog will eat pretty much anything.
If you replace their canine treats, dog treats, with
we have someone in the audience.
What about like the milk bone? Brand milk bones, is that high in calories?
Well, I mean, I think technically most of those types of commercial brand dog treats are high in fat because they just want them to be palatable.
They want to be yummy, right?
Okay. So green beans, carrots, any kind of crunchy vegetable because it's crunchy.
My dog does like frozen peas.
Yeah, sure. Right? It's mostly, water and fiber, and I think that's good. There are prescription brand, low calorie dog and cat foods. Certainly you have to go to your veterinarian to get advice on that, but a good way to even gauge at home with the pet food that they're on currently is to just cut back the amount by about 15 to 20%.
All right.
And then over the course of several months, you should see weight loss. And not like a person where the goal is maybe 1 pound a week. In a dog or a cat, it might be 1 pound per month.
There you
don't
go.
want them to lose weight too quickly.
Liberty, we're about done here.
Yeah, Tracy's dog likes frozen peas. This dog likes my seat.
Yes, I see that. Yeah.
Liberty is very
She's
comfortable.
very
Well, thank you
comfortable.
so much,
Absolutely.
Doctor. All great advice. And we're going to have more advice for you when we come back.